How much space is the past taking up in your life right now? Old hurts, disappointments, dreams that didn't come true, people that didn't turn out to be the way you hoped. How much of that is in your present, even though it happened in the past? If you've ever felt like you want something new to come into your life, but you feel stuck or stalled, you're not alone. And maybe the reason it's not happening yet is because you need to create space in your life for this new, wonderful era. In this video, I'm talking about how to release what no longer serves you, what keeps us holding on, and how to let go so that you can welcome in what's really meant for you. If you're ready to create space for the love, joy, and purpose that is meant for you, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Deborah, and this is Elev8d Energy, where I help you heal, grow, and glow with mindset tools, wellness strategies, and spiritual perspectives to support you on your personal path of evolution. So let's talk about letting go so that we can grow. This happens to be a very near and dear topic to me because I write my goals out on a daily basis, and one of my goals is always on a continuous basis to let go of what no longer serves me. And that could be people, situations, experiences, and physical things. And even when something is not overtly negative, if it no longer serves us, it's taking up space in our lives. It's using our energy to maintain it, to think about it, even if we don't think about it often, to deal with it, to come back to it. Everything that we have in our physical and mental and energetic space takes energy and space away from something else. And so we have the opportunity to make a constant choice between what we have and what we want. So I know from experience that letting go is hard. It is filled with disappointment. The acceptance, it requires the acceptance of what didn't happen, dreams and hopes that have been dashed, that aren't going to come to fruition the way that we hoped. And that's just one of the reasons why it's so hard at times to let go. Letting go also feels like a real loss. And there can certainly be a lot of grief involved with letting go, because what we hoped for is not going to come to fruition. Letting go also means working with the part of ourselves that had hope for things happening a certain way. And that part is still there. And so we don't need to shame that part, put down that part, or suppress it. Rather, we need to recognize it, bring it into the forefront, and acknowledge our feelings about the loss of what we had hoped for. Another reason that letting go can be so hard is that we might experience a little bit of identity entanglement, where our identity becomes intertwined with what we experienced. It can be challenging, and often it's a subconscious or unconscious belief that if we don't hang on to this thing, this idea, this person, this experience, who are we? If we let go of it, what's left? And that can be scary. It can be easier and more familiar and more comfortable to tell a story from familiar pain than to let go of that and step into something new and wonderful, but also unknown and unexpected. It's really easy for painful experiences to become really integrated into who we are and how we see ourselves. But it doesn't have to stay that way. It's something that we can change through conscious intention. We get to ask ourselves, who am I without this story? And that can be scary, but it also gives us an opportunity to redefine who we are at this point in time. Holding on also gives us the illusion of control. We might think, oh, if I hold on to this, then I can stay prepared, brace myself for the next time something happens. It makes us feel like we have some sense of an ability to control and manage the situation because we can hold on to it. And often when dealing with people, it can feel like if I don't hold on to this, then they win. So I'm going to hold on to my grudge, my feelings, whatever it is, because it makes me feel like I have some control and nobody can tell me what to think or feel. There's also a real fear of emptiness that comes with letting go. If I let go of this thing, this experience, this person, what's going to be left? Will anything better come in to fill the void? At least I have this. And I think of it in terms of people that stay in difficult relationships. It can be hard to let go because they're not sure what happens next. They might be afraid to be alone. And so letting go often triggers our fear of emptiness, of just not having anything. And sometimes the familiarity of something that's even uncomfortable or negative for us feels better than the emptiness and uncertainty of a future, even if that can be better. But the truth is that being strong and courageous often means surrendering and letting go. It doesn't mean it's easy. It's actually really difficult. It's really hard to let go of your dreams, the things that you aspired to, hoped for, people that you loved, all those things. It's really painful at times to let go of them. But at the same time, the courage to let go and to surrender to the new, to surrender to the unknown, is what is going to set you free to create space for something bigger and better to come into your life. So one of the things that keeps us holding on is attachment to the struggle, attachment to suffering. Most of us would say that we wouldn't consciously choose suffering. And so this is often a subconscious or unconscious mechanism and thought process that's happening. But pain or struggle might be familiar, and therefore it's safe. Things being calm and easygoing or even predictable can feel so unfamiliar that it can feel unsafe on an often unconscious level. And it's also possible we might feel guilt for letting go of people and situations that we care about, that we wanted, that we love. In some instances, it might feel like quitting and giving up, and that might bring on guilt, especially, for instance, if you're letting go of connections to family members, to friends, people that you've cared about. You can experience that emptiness and also just that feeling of, I quit. I gave up on this relationship. I gave up on this situation. I should have kept trying. So it brings up a lot of feelings, and that's one of the reasons why people continue to stay connected to situations that don't serve them. We might also be holding on because we're holding on to internalized beliefs. Beliefs like, I don't deserve this. I'm not good enough. And so again, that leads us to make choices to stay connected to an unhealthy present, an unhealthy past, things that are no longer serving us. It might even bring up thoughts like, I don't deserve better, or I've failed if I let go. So it's just really good to be conscious of what might be the emotions that might be coming up as you think about letting go, because there is no way around them. We're all going to have to work through the emotions in order to let go, to truly let go. You can make a mental decision to let go and still spend all your time thinking about the situation or the person. So there's emotional and energetic work that has to be done to truly let go. Another reason so many of us hang on is we have an attachment to what could have been, and we want closure. We want justice. We want things to turn out the way that we had hoped. And we have a real deep attachment to things happening a certain way. But there's often a point where we have to recognize it's just not happening the way that we would like. And so we have to make a choice to do things differently, to choose differently. I think another reason why it can be hard to let go is that we may not have the space to grieve, to rebuild, to reflect. We may not have the space in our lives. We may not have the space with people that can really hear us and care about us, or we may be challenged to find that space within ourselves to hold for ourselves. I think that as a culture, we have not been taught how to really grieve things that don't work out. And this is especially true for women. We're expected to deal with the losses and move on like nothing's happened. And don't spend too long thinking about it. Get on to the next thing. And it's good to get on to the next thing, but you do have to make space for your grief, for your disappointment, and acknowledge that. Otherwise, you will be haunted by it. And it can create unhealthy experiences for you that ultimately you're going to have to work through. And another reason why so many people have a hard time letting go is we want closure, we want redemption, we want justice. We just want to tie things up in a bow and know that things ended the way we felt that they should have. And that's something that can really hold us back and keeps us hanging on to the past or an unhealthy present. A part of you may be holding on to the past in an effort to protect you, but it's actually hurting you because you can't be in the present. And it's bringing up hurts from the past and bringing them to the present so that you have to continue to live with them and the feelings and the stress that they bring. So letting go isn't about forgetting. It is a practice that you do over and over again, often on a daily basis or multiple times a day. Because as you work through the emotions required to fully let go, things are going to come up and bubble to the surface. And so it's not a one-time thing that you do. Letting go is a process that you commit to support yourself each time that the thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and memories come up. So I want to talk about what's so awesome about letting go. And what's great is that when you let go, you actually make space for peace, for joy, for purpose in your life. You're making space for new relationships and new dreams, and your clarity returns, your creative energy returns, because as you let go, you're making space for all of that that has been elusive or difficult to access. All of that now has space to come forward, to surface, so that you can access it more easily and more readily, to live a better life. As you let go, you're able to think more clearly, feel lighter, you're able to dream again, to think about a future that is better than your past. And this is the benefit of letting go. There's no way to really fully step into the future if you're not willing to actually let go of the past and your attachment to those thoughts and ideas. It's very much like a snake shedding its skin. If we hold on to what we once were, we block the opportunity to become something new, to receive something new. The other fantastic benefit of letting go is that we start to come into alignment. When we don't let go, but we want a new and better future, we're really creating inner conflict and struggle, where a part of us wants something better, but a part of us is stuck in the past and not willing to let go of it. And so much energy goes to this inner conflict, this division of our energies. So we're not able to fully focus on moving forward. Our energies are divided. It's as if one foot wants to go left and the other foot wants to go right. You really don't go anywhere. And so when you can actually let go, you bring your mind and your heart back into alignment so that your energies are all moving in the same direction, and so that you can really experience the joy of and the power of being in alignment and actually having your mind and your heart agree about what it is you want. As you let go, people, opportunities, things, situations, abundance, all of this starts to show up in our lives. And it's not just magic, it's because now you're actually open to it. Now there's space for it where there wasn't before. If you just focus on the past, you can't even see the opportunities in front of you. So it really creates space for all kinds of wonderful things to come to you and for you to actually notice them, appreciate them, and act on them. Letting go is also reclaiming your power. You get to practice empowerment through choice. You make a choice about what you want to do with that experience, with those thoughts. Letting go allows you to actually be in the present and move towards the future that you want. Letting go means saying, I'm not going to let the past define me anymore. It's really an act of self-love, telling yourself that it's safe. Everything's okay. We can let go and we can move on. So one of the suggestions I would make around exploring letting go of something and really understanding that it's a process is to journal about what no longer serves you. So think about this question: what no longer serves me? And really consider it. Are there people in your life that might seem harmless enough, but that cause you angst or anxiety when you think about interacting with them? Are there things that you do, it could be your job, that gives you knots in the pit of your stomach? Really give thought to the things, even physical things. Are there objects that you're holding on to that when you look at them, they bring up bad memories, or they remind you of what you should have done or what you still need to do? These may be things that are no longer serving you. So it's a great opportunity to kind of take an audit of your life and think about what's serving you and what's not. I think in many ways, it can be better to have a life that feels like it has less things and people in it, but the things and people that are in your orbit are actually high quality, authentic, supportive, and enrich your life, versus being surrounded by people, things, and experiences that don't add anything good to it. Because if they're not adding something good, they're actually taking away. And one of the things I would suggest is that as you identify things that no longer serve you and begin to work through those emotions and whatever actions you might need to take to release these things, consider some kind of ritual. I love rituals. They can be very simple, But a ritual of writing down what that thing is on a piece of paper and burning it, it's very symbolic. I think one of the things that I love about rituals, it's a combination of, it's a manifestation of both your thoughts, your heart, your energy, and you put all of that into an intentional act that represents what you are doing on an energetic and emotional and mental level. And so rituals can be really powerful. And so I encourage you to incorporate rituals that can help you to let go. And it doesn't mean that the instant you do the ritual, suddenly everything's cleared. But I have found for myself that rituals create another level. They propel me to another level of clearing and letting go. You can also create affirmations around letting go. So you could say things like, I release what no longer serves me. I create space for the new and wonderful. Or I release what I cannot change, and I welcome what is truly meant for me. And if you get to that point, you can actually be grateful and express gratitude for what you have experienced and what you have learned. Gratitude doesn't mean that you like suffering. It just means that you appreciate the lessons that it taught you because you're learning from it, you're growing from it. Letting go sends a message to your physical and energetic body that you're safe. You're safe and you're ready to receive. There are so many gifts to letting go because life is lived in the present, not the past. So as you let go, you are released to step more into the present and to create a future that's what you really want. Letting go unlocks, as I mentioned, just so much energy, so much positive, creative, loving, hopeful, optimistic energy that can be used for what you want. Letting go means you can really start dreaming again and know that there's something better ahead for you. And because I know that there's often loss, a sense of loss, grief, or guilt around letting go, I just want to remind you that letting go doesn't mean you're starting from scratch. It means you're starting a new era with learning and wisdom. You get to do things differently. You get to do things better this time. This time, you get the opportunity to apply what you've learned. Everything that you have been through has prepared you to go to this next level. Your release is a rite of passage that brings you to that next level. And I'm reminded it's hardest before you actually break through. So I made this video today because I just really wanted to express and share my reflections on letting go, because it's something that I've worked with at different times in my life and that I'm currently working with, to let go of different people and situations from the past. And I want you to know, as I say, I make these videos for myself as much as for you. I want you to know that as you release the past, you can reclaim your power. You can step into the future that you really want. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you're ready to release. And I would love for all of us to build a community and hold space for each other in the comments, support each other in terms of what it is that we want to release and how we can help each other to create space to do that. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share these videos so that others can benefit from just the reminders, the experiences that we all share and that we can learn from each other from. And if you're interested in more soul-centered content, please keep watching, because it's your time to heal, grow, and glow.